सीताराम कालहरण मेलरा हरे सीताराम कालहरण मेलरा हरे. I pursue music. Am I the world's greatest singer? Definitely not. But music is a part of who I am. If you listen to me sing, you would know a small part of my story. But what if someone never heard the song? What if the only thing they saw was this? This is my report card. What do you think? Is it good? Let me ask all of you something. How many of you have ever been asked, how much did you score in an exam? Almost everyone, right? Now here's my question. Can a single sheet of paper like this ever tell the story of every human being? For me, that question became real 3 years ago, when I wasn't even sure if I would ever stand confidently on a stage like this. When I was in 7th grade, one morning, my legs refused to cooperate. My skin burnt. Purple patches spread across my body. The severe dizziness, headache, joint pains, and shortness of breath made it even sitting comfortably very difficult. Days later, after several tests, doctors finally gave it a name: IgA vasculitis, an autoimmune disease that had caused inflammation throughout my body. They started treatment immediately. However, they told us something frightening. Recovery could take up to 6 months. There was no permanent cure, and that it could relapse at any time. Honestly, the name of the disease did not matter to me. All I wanted was my old life back. At the age of 12, my biggest worries were friends, homeworks, and exams. All of a sudden, my world became hospital visits, medicines, and uncertainty. I still remember looking around my house. Everyone tried to smile. But behind that, I could see fear. No one knew how long this would last. At school, my classmates quietly carried my bag, completed my notes, and reminded that small acts of kindness can act as powerful catalysts. Every teacher understood and showed empathy. During physical education, I simply watched. During assemblies, I remained seated. Nobody made me feel different. They simply helped. I realized something beautiful, that every journey has catalysts, the people who quietly help us become who we are. That day, instead of asking myself, who helped me, I asked myself, how can I use this second chance that I have been given? Those days, there was one thing that I missed more than anything else: music. Music has always been my happy place, ever since I started training at vocal music from the age of 10. So after a few weeks, I asked if I could resume music classes. My mother asked, "Are you sure?" I said yes. So I went with a back support pillow. I could not sit comfortably, but I sang. Not because someone expected me to, but because I wanted to. Music reminded me that illness had not taken away who I was. That experience changed something inside me. I realized that passion does not remove pain. It gives you a reason to get back up. Challenges don't only test us, they introduce us to strengths that we never knew existed. Looking back now, I don't remember only the pain. I remember the people who acted as catalysts in my healing and quietly helped me find my way back. But this talk isn't just about me. It's about a pattern that I started noticing everywhere. The moment people hear I'm in class 10, the first question they ask is, how's board preparations going? Not about my music or what else is happening in life. My journey changed the way I looked at students. How many of us are waiting for someone else to discover our talents? Why do we wait? I began wondering, how many stories are we missing? Unfortunately, it is happening way more often than we think it is. According to a study published in the Scientific Research Journal, over 60 to 70% of students studying across multiple Asian nations face high levels of academic stress, largely driven by family expectations and highly competitive education systems. The World Health Organization has consistently reported academic stress as one of the major contributors to adolescent mental health challenges in our region. I am not asking how do we eliminate exams. We cannot. The better question is, how do we make sure that exams are not the only way we tell our stories? History already gives us the answer. Satya Nadella did not clear the IIT entrance examination on his first attempt. That did not show failure. It simply was one difficult day. The same is true for people like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Steve Jobs, Mary Kom, and so many others. Their journeys remind us that examinations do matter, but they are only a chapter, never the entire book. I wondered, if marks only tell a part of my story, what could tell the rest? That is when I began keeping something which I now call the Student Impact Portfolio. Think of it as a living story instead of a final score. A place that quietly tells, I am more than my marks, and here's the proof. A personal growth dashboard. Mine began with music. Yours could begin somewhere completely different, like swimming or volunteering in your community. It does not matter what you choose. What matters is it helps you grow. Each month, save a small piece of evidence, a photograph, a recording, a certificate, or maybe even a few lines about something which you tried, even though you didn't succeed. Because growth deserves to be remembered as well. After that, ask yourself a few questions. What did I learn this month? What challenged me? What worked? What didn't? Those few moments of reflection can change experiences into lessons. That's it. One habit that helps you grow. One habit that helps you reflect. Simple enough to begin today. Powerful enough to change the way you see yourselves. This is where you start asking yourselves, who am I becoming? Instead of what should I become? With this, you become the CEO of your own growth. Every time someone asked me, did you ever think of pausing music classes till board exams are finished? It felt like someone had reached inside of me and slowly turned the volume knob all the way down. Everything became much quieter. I did not want to lose that part of myself. Music never distracted me. It helped me develop focus, discipline, confidence, and emotional strength. So I chose both. Did I always succeed? Absolutely not. Some weeks I did. Some weeks I procrastinated. However, I kept reflecting on what helped me and what didn't. That is when I realized that the portfolio was not a trophy cabinet. It was a mirror. And I realized that with the portfolio, I was becoming the catalyst of my own growth. So, what does being a catalyst really look like? Looking back, I realized that I never recovered alone. My family was my catalyst. My parents, my friends, my classmates, my teachers were all catalysts. Each one of them accelerated my recovery. Who are catalysts? Sometimes it is a parent, relative, or a neighbor who asks, "What challenged you today?" or "What did you enjoy today?" instead of simply asking, "How's board preparations going?" Sometimes it is a teacher who notices more than an answer sheet, someone who notices growth, effort, kindness, and creativity. Sometimes it is a friend who simply says, "Do not give up. I know you can do this." Those small moments can change the direction of someone's life. Catalysts do not create potential, they simply help reveal it. When I look back at that 12-year-old girl sitting with a back support pillow in music class, I don't feel sorry for her anymore. I am grateful that I had supporting people, my catalysts around me. Illness taught me that life could change overnight, and the people around me reminded that difficult chapters do not have to be faced alone. Today, I'm very much healthy and strong. But I also carry something much more stronger, the belief that every student deserves to be seen as more than a score. Thousands of years ago, Rigveda gave us this timeless quote of unity. It says, "Sangachadvam samvadadvam, samvo manamsi janatam." Let us walk together. Let us speak in one voice. Let our minds understand each other. Thousands of years later, those words still feel remarkably relevant. One act of encouragement from a catalyst can change the direction or rewrite someone's history. When I walked onto the stage, I asked you, "Is this a good report card?" I don't think that's the right question anymore. Here's the better one. What story does your report card leave untold? Mine never mentioned the music. It never mentioned courage or resilience or the catalysts who quietly made my life easier. Every report card tells a score. Every life tells a story. The question is, will we make room to hear the story beyond marks? Thank you.